Hello everyone, it's Theresa again. I've already cut one bar off of this loaf. This is my Black Beauty cold processed soap that is scented with fresh cut roses. It was made in my tall, skinny mold. It's about 4 inches tall, 2.5 inches wide, and yeah, it's about 4 inches tall, 2.5 inches wide, and it should be about 1 1/8 inches thick once it's cut. I tried to cut it yesterday. Here are the results of that. It was way too soft, and I attribute that to the addition of sunflower oil into my batter. It seems when I use sunflower oil in my recipe, my soaps are always extra soft. So even though I use sodium lactate, I use salt in my lye water, and I oven process. I'm going to go ahead and slide this up. Oops. This is my new bud cutter. I'm fairly excited about using it. Let's see. Now I am hitting some of the... I have some sugar pearls on the top of my soap, and I am hitting them, so I am getting some drag marks there, but that is not from the cutter. That is from, it is still very soft, but that is not from the cutter. That is from hitting the pearls. It's just the way the pearls are layered in there. But as I was saying, I do oven process my soaps, but not necessarily to the point to where they gel. Mostly I oven process them to try to speed up the saponification and to harden it enough to cut it within a few hours. Where if I don't oven process, I have found that it could take days. Okay, so I'm going to have to cut a little bit off here because I noticed that the roses that are on top are a little off center. So I am going to have to cut a piece off here in order not to have to cut them. There we go. Just a thin little slice. I just don't want to cut into those melt and pour roses. So I don't know if I finished my thought. Either way, I oven process to make it be able to cut sooner, because if I don't oven process, it could take up to 48 hours or longer before I can cut my soaps, even with the addition of salt and sodium lactate. So I do oven process, but they don't necessarily gel in the oven. And I do I use I oven process at 150 degrees with the oven on for 10 minutes, and then I turn it off and let it set overnight. So I hope that is focusing. I will attach pictures onto the beginning and end as always. I want to thank everyone. I've had some recent people find me on Facebook, and everyone has been so kind and leaving such great comments, and it really does warm my heart that I have my journey in soaping has inspired others to want to make soap. So I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I think there's about 330 of you following now. More than I ever thought I would get. This little marbled effect is more marbly than I thought it was, or that I originally wanted, but it turned out really nice. But yeah, I have way more subscribers than I ever imagined having. But I am grateful for each and every one of you. I hope that I'm able to help in some way. I'm not an expert soaper by any stretch of the imagination. There are far more skilled soapers than me out there, but I do try to pass on what I've learned along the way, as far as tips and tricks. I still do not have a recipe to share with you guys. I am working on one that I'm hoping will be, I'll be able to share soon. It will just be, it would just be the types of oils used and the percentages that I use in that particular one. It will be a very simple, like, beginner soap. So nothing too fantastic, but if you're a new soaper and trying to get started, I'd like to be able to help you with a nice, simple recipe that behaves well. I don't know if you can see, but there is a mica line here, and they got dispersed. So it was because in the pot mixture, the white and black you see in the center, that it's set up a little more than the black. So it was because of the titanium dioxide in it. So let's see. I must tell you that cutting soap with this bud cutter is amazing. It's so simple, and my bars are straight. Like I said, I do have some of the little jagged parts on there, but that has nothing to do with my cutter. That has to do with the sugar pearls. I kind of wheelie-nilly spread those on, and oops, and that caused them to be able to hit the wires. They're right where the wires are. So that has nothing to do with my cutter. Which, by the way, I've named my cutter Maggie. I didn't realize it, but I think it's a thing that my mother-in-law and I do. We pretty much name everything. Cars, not toys, but like electronical gadgets and things like that. And when I was naming this, I was trying to come up with a name, and I thought, oh, I like Maggie. I'll call her Maggie. And then I realized that I think that's from The Walking Dead. I'm a huge fan. So I know that's just a little end piece there. I know I am jumping around on topics, and I'm probably not finishing my thoughts. It's not very nice to do that, but hey ho, it is what it is. I know you're just seeing the arm there, but well, looks like I'm gonna have to give that a wipe down. Well, obviously, so I'll just set that aside. But yeah, I know I'm just all over the place. I don't know why. sometimes I get frazzled making videos. I feel like I'm doing 100 things at one time and end up mixing up my thoughts. So, okay. Before I weigh those, I wanted to see, I have a small little leftover piece here. This is just from scraping the bow. And look, it pops right out. It's pretty cute, right? There's a little dent there, but I think that's where I just hit it with my finger. I wanted to see what a couple of these little bars weigh. I did, my last bars were 3 inches across, and I did lower these to 2.5. And the last ones were like 8 ounces, so I wanted to see what the difference is here. Okay, so this one is 6.2 ounces, and I usually lose about a half an ounce in cure, which would make this fine. If that holds true for this batch, then that would make this one roughly what, 5.7 ounces, I guess, which is perfect. It's perfect. Now, like I said, I've said it many times, I'm not selling my soaps yet, but I do hope to sometime in the future. And in doing that, I am trying to figure out where would be best, what size would be best to cut my soaps. This one is also 6.2, so it's exactly the same as the one before it. There you have it. I hope you can see that. Yes, you can. Let's see if we can zoom in a little. That is Black Beauty. It just scented with fresh cut roses. I'm trying to see if that's... There you go. Alright, so thank you all so much for watching. And I will, like I said, there will be pictures. There's some pictures at the beginning you've already seen, and there will be some pictures at the end. So anyway, thank you for watching. Happy soaping. Bye-bye.